something. Ugh, all these clothes everywhere. Into the laundry hamper you go.
I'm having a hard time. There it is. It was doing that thing where there's just a very long delay. Oh yeah, it's Out of Touch Thursday. You're out of touch. I don't know if I can sing the rest of the song or else YouTube's gonna copyright, strike us.
Bam, bam, bam.
I gotta sing it very terribly. I don't know, like, even if you sing it terribly, do they still, or like, you can't, that's copyrighted music. And it's
We're
like,
sorry, but your video has been copyrighted by...
I'm just like, you think really highly of my, singing skills. You really think people are gonna be like, oh yeah, I gotta listen to that?
I mean, there are people that listen to the...
True, and I'm one of those people.
I am one of those people too. How will you make money then? Good question, Kay. How are we making money?
YouTube gives us a check and it says 0.00 on it. So, we're kind of employed, Get zero money.
We're employed by thanks in real life.
Yeah, we've been given thanks, but in real life. Alright, so we got the Congregation of Idiots here.
Against the Congregations of Knights Most Heavenly versus Congregation of the Knights Most Idiocrity.
Like,
and Dadmont.
Apologies to Lucia, she is the holder of the brain cells. And Edmont, well, he's known to lose brain cells. But...
And
you see, he did cheat on his wife. That's why Hotchafon is here, but...
He got better.
As far as fuck-ups go, this is probably the best thing he's ever done, so...
Yay for cheating!
Don't cheat on your wife, guys. That's not cool.
Don't do drugs
also,
either.
Hotchafon deserves better, too. He deserves a full family, not this pariah outside of his own home thing.
At least his dad loves him.
I know. It's the best thing.
Meanwhile, the other best boy decided to lock himself inside another tower, and we have to go through every single Mario world in order to get to him.
Look, as of right now, everything's going perfectly fine. Amric's like, I'm just gonna go talk to him, and we've been waiting for 1 whole week. And we're like, I wonder if things are going well.
I just like when he leaves, Lucia turns around and she goes, "Did you know he's a bastard?" And everyone's like, "What?"
Well, she said that because she caught on to Americ's ploy. She's just like, Americ knows he's walking into a dangerous situation. He's banking on Thornton having some fatherly feelings. And we're like, even Lucia's like, you wanna what? You wanna risk your life hoping that Thornton is going to be like, well, He is my illegitimate
Because
son,
clearly the
so...
bishop knows. He knows. He knows because he's the archbishop. He knows about the lies that they have been saying. So hmm. And the fact that he's talking with La Brea on top of it all is kind of,
Well, Thorin even came out and told Warrior of Light, he's like, by the way, I'm talking with Ascians, and Warrior of Light's like, dude.
the Pikachu
dude.
face.
And, yeah, you know what's funny? We know that Edmont cheated on his wife, but we don't really know the full story going on there, like... We just know, Hotchafont's kinda angst dealing with it. He gets to be accepted by his dad, but he just doesn't get to belong to House for Tom. And then he's got both of his half-siblings. One half-sibling kind of just ignores him and is just too much of a fucking airhead to, like, even give it a thought. And then Artorio... You can tell he doesn't like Hotchafont.
Yeah.
He's not going to bully Hotchafont. But the fact that he doesn't like Warrior of Light because Hotchafont was the one to bring them to their household says something. Of course, Artorio could also be like, Outlander, Artorio's okay now. He's like, whatever. You impressed me in Western Coerthus. Okay, so we've been waiting here. I'm gonna guess... In-game, it's been some hours. We're like, alright, Americ's talking. Like, when do we start freaking out? Like, Lucia, when... like, how many hours have to pass before we go, huh? Do you think
Lucia
he's coming
looks
back?
up and she goes... We freak out now.
It's only been
and
2
everyone
hours.
like screams and then runs to the door.
Lucia's like, it's been 2 hours. It's like, is that enough time? Like, how
She goes,
much?
no, we must wait 2 hours 1 minute. It becomes 2 hours 1 minute. We march, and so
Now.
we shall go to war.
Now we're going to war. Because Amric hasn't come back.
All right, Alfino.
Okay.
Ill-weathered friends. Adversity acquaints a man with the strange fellows, as Alfino knows only too well. Okay, even the journal's like, just march to war.
Just fucking go. The journal's like, now we freak out.
Oh, hey, music.
Oh shit, the music's like, now we freak out. But how are we to carry out this bold endeavor that we talked not just moments ago, and I've already forgotten about it because it's been a week? Even with an army of knights at our backs, a direct assault on the vault seems unlikely to succeed. Like, is this now the time? Are we freaking out now, Lucia? Are we doing it? You are correct, Master Alfino. Now is the time to freak out. Not even the assembled might of House for Tom and the Temple Knights would be sufficient. This is a whole fucking church we're talking about, and it's the center of Ishgard. With the support of another party, however, we may yet stand a chance. You speak of one of the other high houses? I don't think Zamail's going to come to our aid. Precisely the opposite. We all know they're all on the palms of the Heavensward. I speak of the revolutionaries rumored to reside in the Broom. 'Twas these disgruntled Ishgardians who opened the gates of our city to the heretics, I believe. Oh, but of course. If their hatred of the Holy See drove them to such deeds, they might well be persuaded to assist Sir Americ's rescue, knowing the truth he would lay bare. Such is my hope, Master Alfino. And I would have you and Zuyaya, and not Larks, because it's not my dialogue, reach out to them. It's Zuyaya. She's the main character. Zuyaya's like, that's right. I feel like every time like I'm voicing dialogue, it's Zuyaya like taking, you know, part of the dialogue as Zuyaya and Larks are telling their story. They're like, well, this happened. And then Zuyaya takes over and she's like, yeah, and then I did everything. As the Temple Knight and sworn servant of the Holy See, any overtures I make are doomed to fail, because I am big and intimidating and scary and nobody likes me. But as outsiders, the two of you may receive a warmer welcome. Very well. We shall seek out the leaders of these revolutionaries and make our case. My thanks. Estinian, will your brothers heed your command if you order them to stand aside? This is the part where Estinian's like, bold of you to assume the dragoons do fucking anything.
Their dragoons have no love for politics, my lady. They will gladly watch and wait while the highborn fight amongst themselves.
Estinian's like, hold it. The dragoon. If I tell the dragoons, hey guys, take the day off, they're like, we were already taking the day off. Bye.
You're like me, Spike Butt, and a diseased-ridden girl turn into a dragon. Yeah, we're kind of busy.
It's like, Ali Ambert's already not in the city. He's already out there screaming at adventurers on the road. Like, he's fine. He's not even gonna know.
Are you a dragoon?
Sir Ali Ambert's like, there was a coup? It was like a week later he finds out. How very wise. I'm beginning to worry about what the state of the dragoons are. Zuyaya, Larks, we should hurry to the Forgotten Night. Tataru may have knowledge of the revolutionaries.
If he wasn't turning down for what?
Maybe there's still some jello shots. I
they
feel
enter
like
and
those jello
Tataru's
shots
like trying to get a jello shot out of an Ishgardian's belly button. And you just get a picture of like Tataru when you meet her in the Waking Sand. She goes, how it started, how it's going.
Tataru's been working really hard. She's been partying every night.
It's like in Genshin, like you've never met Tataru and you just see her get a jello shot out of someone's belly button, and it's like, oh, it's Tataru, and then it goes, Tataru, she is the assistant.
Little character fact card just shows up at the side. Tataru.
Tataru. She is the accountant.
She's the accountant. At the Waking Sands.
Oh,
she's just having the wildest office party you've ever seen in Ishgard.
Like, Alphinaud's depressed. Larks and Z are like, where the hell are my friends? Tataru's like, you want to see me suck this out of this guy's belly button? There's only 2 types of Heavenswords.
There's only one type of Heavensward, and it's the kind where they're taking shots.
And it's the jello shots.
Jello shots. Well, it would seem that the Forgotten Knight was spared the worst of the earlier chaos. They're doing body shots. Okay. Alfredo's a little bit too sheltered to watch. He has to turn away. He's like, I don't wanna... So yeah, Alfino. Oh, and Larks is over there in the corner.
He's doing jello shots.
I was collecting info. That's right. Like I've always been doing.
It wasn't like I was
here.
getting the fuzz out of Gribron's belly button or anything.
Let's look. They at least cleaned themselves before this. Let's not
the
make
2
it
old
gross.
people in the corner. They're just like, oh god.
They're hungover.
Like, there's not enough centurial seals for this.
Just get your shit and get out. Well, it's good to see you guys.
I'm sober.
And you, Tataru. I never want to witness that ever again. How did you manage to escape the chaos in the street? Oh, well, you see, they locked us all in here and we just had a party for the last 8 hours. They barricaded the doors until the heretics left. No one was harmed, thankfully, but what about you guys? What came of your journey? You guys were gone for a really long time. It's like you walked up a mountain and then back down, and then you walked up the mountain again, and then back down it again.
Oh, God. I'm getting PTSD.
You're not serious.
You went up it 4 times?
You actually went up it 4 times? Did you attune to the Aetherite?
The what?
But what is Sir Aymeric thinking? I mean, the way you two talk about him, I wouldn't have believed. I mean, he sounds like he's really a serious fellow who's not ever doing shenanigans. Anyway, I've heard rumors of the people you're looking for, but I doubt they'll be much of use. The only thing I can say for certain is that they're led by somebody called the Mongrel. Huh. A queer moniker if I've ever heard one. Mayhap it will make the individual in question easier to find. We just gotta shout Mongrel really loud in the streets. Maybe they'll come.
Mongrel!
Well, let us make inquiries below. My favorite NPC, Onslaught, Secret of Darkness. He's a fisherman.
I mean, that would be someone who'd be seeking for darkness.
Yeah. The broom, in which we all just jump off and break our legs. Like that.
Oh, Louis Swall's alive.
Hey, Louis Swall, your grandson's here.
Huh? What's that? Let's speak up. I can't hear as well as I used to.
Alfino, who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is Alfino?
The guy is like, she just goes no, and we just leave him.
We must never speak of him again.
Oh boy, little boy. I don't know God's damn thing about the mongrel. Little boy, watch your mouth.
Wow.
If I did, you could be sure I wouldn't tell you. Guys, like, kids here are fucking rude.
Meanwhile, these guys have been throwing snowballs.
The funny thing is, Zuya is too short, so when they throw it, it just flies past her head. Zuya's like, joke's on you kids.
I have the power of anime. Oh, there we go. A mongrel? Not sure I catch your meaning. To a blue bread, we're all of us dogs down here. Great! Where's the title?
At first, the people were a bit standoffish, but with a little effort and a lot of parlay, I managed to make plenty of friends.
Not the belly button.
By parlay, she means taking lots of shots and giving out free drinks at the bar. Not a single shred of information. Did you even try? Ugh, just as expected. These revolutionaries would not have evaded capture for so long without the masses' complicity. Still, it is good to know that Tataru's ears are as sharp as ever, or maybe it's just her free drinks.
The spice of life. Alfino is not one to be easily deterred.
Frustrating though it may be, we must press on. While I continue speaking with the people of the Broom, why not go and see if Gilberon knows aught of value? As the proprietor of the Forgotten Night, surely he must have heard whispers of the Mongol before. We can only hope that he will be more forthcoming than the others. I feel a little bit nervous about leaving Alfino alone down here.
He's got Carbuncle.
He's got Carbuncle. It's just... It's not that he's not mature. It's just that he looks like a little lordling, and sometimes he acts like a little lordling, and people down here don't like that.
You don't like that in our place.
Alright, Gil. Or maybe... There's no L there. Is it Gibrant?
Gibrant. I want to call him Gil so bad.
Gil. He looks like a Gil. He's like, you mean the coin that we use to buy stuff?
You know, people call me Gil. And you know, people also long for a sympathetic ear who's also named Gil. But they need to know that it comes with tight lips. Discretion, you two. That's what my customers expect. If they don't get it, then I don't get them, and I don't get their belly buttons. That being said, I'm not without my sympathies. I've heard the tales, and I know you've done right by highborn and lowborn alike. The least I can do is point you in the right direction. But to do that, I'll need you to do something for me. So happens...
So yeah, it's like, no body shots, no, no.
Damn it. So happens there's a hunter up in the Crozier who owes me a fair bit of coin and jello shots. However, I've agreed to accept payment in fresh herbs. Go and get them for me. Agreed? Sure, I don't mind being, I guess, your errand boy too.
I mean, at this point, Warrior of Light's like, I've handed out pretzels, I've gotten warm meat, like, this is nothing new. This is just fine. Or is this in the Jeweled Crozier?
The Crozier.
Crozier. The Crozier.
The croissant.
The croissant. Ishgard's like, we may be French, but do not assume we eat croissants all day long.
As they eat a croissant.
They're eating croissants. He's like, what's that in your hand?
He goes, this is a fresh, warm piece of bread.
Upon.
Behold! Hulk Hunter!
Oh, I can't believe the Hulk made an appearance in this game. So you're Gil's errand girl? Good, good. How's he doing? Same as always? Right. Anyway, I hope he appreciates how much trouble I had to go through on account of his bloody herbs. I had to, you know what, never mind, I'm not gonna tell you that story. Just tell him to enjoy them while they last, because I doubt I'll be able to find any more next year. Now, if you excuse me, I got lots of burrs to pick out of my ass.
Oh.
There you go.
That is the spice of life.
I wonder what these herbs are. And Mandolin's over there like, how you guys doing? Alright, bye. We're like, oh god, keep walking.
Keep walking. We have the weed in our pocket. Keep going.
It's weed.
If they see us with the weed, we'll get kicked out.
Do you think weed would actually be... Yeah, weed would be illegal in Ishgard.
It's fun. Nothing's fun in Ishgard.
Meanwhile, we go back to Gridania, and Gridania's just like toking it up.
Like, bruh! Whoa!
Like trees.
Did you guys see the size of Rabu's beard?
This is why Rabu's in that forest.
He's like, I'm getting away from all these weirdos. Well, you're gonna hand them over or not? This nameless flora has a pleasant enough scent to just is most likely not poisonous.
Aya took a look at it and she's like, I am 70% sure it's not poisonous.
I may be a level 15 botanist, but I can tell something's sketchy when I see one. Aye, this ought to do it. With a few other spices, I can make it just like she used to. There are a few things which stir the hearts of men, like a sip of mulled wine, a sip of jello shots inside someone's belly button. Share a glass with the right people and the right jello shot, and who knows what stories they'll share.
Wait, does that mean they molded the jello shot in the... I'm not gonna question it. Ziya's like, I don't want to know. Can you stop talking about belly buttons?
Gil has a faraway look in his eye.
Ziya's like, oh god, everybody here is just beyond saving.
Now that I think on it, there's a woman I know who's rather fond of this blend. Euretha is her name, and she was
Euretha.
Euretha. Serious folks. And she resides in the Pillars. She's a maidservant to some noble house or another. I forget. Anyway, it'd be a shame if she didn't get to try this wine. Why not give her a bottle? Hearing the word wine just makes Larks just like have PTSD. I'm like, is this piss wine?
Just like, was this made in a coconut somewhere? I don't want to know.
Like, I got this from Wineport.
Where is this? We have to go to, what, the Astrologians Guild?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, great, don't make eye contact with Jean Quinard, just don't do it.
It must be difficult to grow up with a name like Euretha. Never go back to Wineport, please. Yeah, we're never... Well, I can't promise that. I can't promise we won't see Wineport.
No Final Fantasy player ever wants to go back to Wineport ever again. It's just...
Yeah, I can't promise it, because sometimes you just wake up one day and you're in Wineport.
Warrior of Light, like, I'm in Wineport again. How much did I drink last night? Yes, I am Haritha. Beg your pardon, but do I know you? You're very small. Just thrusts this mulled wine in her direction.
This wine is cooled after its first mulling and allowed to sit for a fortnight before mulling a second time with a fresh muslin bag of spices for delivery to one urethra.
For a minute, I was just like, did you mean we had to wait a fucking fortnight? But apparently it happened before we had collected the spices. Yeah. Amber's been gone a long time. I know this smell. This is the wine that girl used to prepare. Her special recipe. It must be decades since I last tasted this. I'm very old. I'm not graying though, so... the poor dear. Such a shame that she was taken in by that Baron. He got a dashing figure, I'll grant you that. Tall, slender, long of ear. Oh, hell is in years. We all love that. But those dazzling ruby eyes of his were filled with lust. It was not more than infatuation, but what she felt, but she convinced herself it was love, and he couldn't help but take advantage. But when her belly started to grow, God, the scandal! I mean, 'tis not an uncommon occurrence, but that it was a Heer made it so much... Well, I needn't tell you.
Yeah, no, please, keep telling me, Heer, what you want to say.
Yeah, she's looking at Zuyaya on my screen, but Larks is just staring at her from the back like, yeah, go on. What? I mean, she's a Heer herself.
Oh, she is a Heer. Get the hell out of here, woman.
She's just like, you know, you don't mix races.
You don't breed with a Heer.
Zuyaya is sitting over here in an interracial marriage, like, yeah, tell me what. Well, she was discharged from his service, cast out onto the streets like so much refuse. After she returned to the broom, we drifted apart. I only learned of her death years later by chance.
Oh God. Well, bye, Euretha.
So while it's always been a lore thing, this is probably the first time in game where we're confronted with the fact that racism is indeed a thing, and you don't intermingle with races in the Final Fantasy worlds.
True. I mean, hell, there's even racism against the beast tribes.
Yeah. Where are we going?
We're going back to Gil.
Where am I? My text is covered up by stuff. But yeah, Hero and Ellison, not supposed to get together. Bad.
Well, I think it also comes with the history, too.
Yeah, it's especially bad in Ishgard because they want to make sure that people have pure-blooded heirs. And obviously, if you're not Ellison, you're definitely not pure blood. But, it's even so much, though, in lore that you're not even supposed to marry, like, Wildwood and Duskrite Ellison together. It's only Lalafell that don't give a crap if you're Dunesfolk or Plainsfolk, but the rest of the world, like, even amongst Heroes, like Midlander Heroes and Highlander Heroes, it gets a bit complicated.
Yeah, one has abs.
Yeah, one's a lot more stronger, and you're just a skinny little dude.
I'm what they call a twink.
I don't know, is Lark's a twink? Is he twunk? He could be a twunk. He could work his way up into twunk.
He started off as a boy, but now in Heavensward he's a man.
Gibron is like, I'd say he's a twunk. Yeah, he looks
Gil's
like
do you have a belly button?
Oh my god. So guy's like, nope. She smacks him with the newspaper. We're not doing it. Nope.
No, we already deal with one. We don't need another Ellison that's horny. So the amorous nobleman beds his maidservant, then casts her aside when the seed takes root. Heh. Not the most original tale, is it? Cold comfort of the woman and children who live it, though. It's one way to end a quest, I guess. A child apart. Gil's face is a mask, but beneath it, you sense something old and bitter. Uh-oh, are we gonna get character development?
It's time for character development.
Even the penitent can appreciate wine from time to time. Take...
Gerald,
for example.
Gerald.
Surely you've heard of him, no? He's a monk who offers succor to the poorest of the poor in the broom. A man of many vows, but none which prohibit spirituous beverages. Aye, if ever there was a man who deserved a drink, it'd be him. I feel like I'm in wine port. Wait, what? Oh, it's
Gotta go even more down. You just gotta go break your legs.
Break thy legs.
It's like, yeah, there's stairs, but at what cost?
Ah, he does look good, Gerald. Oh, hello, nice blessings be upon you, sir, and Lalafell woman. A gift? For me? Well, same thing.
Except
it's not for Eureka.
Oh. It's for Gerald.
The scent. How reminiscent of a wine once made by a dear old friend. Oh, may her soul rest in peace. Forsaken by her family, she toiled tirelessly to feed and clothe her child. Yet somehow she found time to help me tend to those in even worse circumstances. So compassionate she was, so full of love for her fellow man. 'Twas that love which gave her child strength to endure the scorn of the other younglings. Oh, that little girl, bless her heart. She couldn't help what she was. You know, a half-breed. Eventually, she won them over, but those first few years were trying. Even more so when she had to start fending for herself. I remember days she spent standing on the walls, standing on top of walls, standing even below of walls, raven black hair flowing in the wind, staring out as if searching for her mother's face in the mist, when really she was gonna punch someone's face in. Sounds like she's a bad bitch.
Raven hair flowing in the wind.
She was a remarkable woman, Lark Zuya. After everything she was forced to endure, she still remained hopeful for the future. For her daughter's future. Bloodlines. Gil has the look of a man weighing his words with the greatest of care. Some bonds are thicker than blood, but blood still defines us, and divides us in the end. It's the legacy of our parents, you two, and we can't escape it, no matter how hard we try. So the mongrel and her pups chose to embrace theirs, to proclaim it all two and sundry. If you can understand that, then maybe you can find her on your own.
So we're gonna go with Alfino's plan and just start shouting mongrel out on the streets.
Basically.
We know to look for somebody with black hair and red eyes. I think.
Oh, this must be the mongrel.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for your mongrel. Like I said before, take your pick. Plenty around if you know where to look. Or did you fancy someone specific? Who do you think it is?
Ruby red eyes and raven black hair.
Oh, someone's got unusual taste. Afraid I can't help you though. Won't, rather. It's bloody obvious you ain't have the broom. Do you think I'd just tell you because you asked nicely? I'm gonna fucking end you.
Zia's like, typical.
She's just mad because she has ruby hair.
She just has brown hair and brown eyes. She's like, I could have gotten red contacts too.
She didn't have to cut me off.
I have to say, having ruby eyes, even amongst like Elzen here, that's not very common. I see a lot of blue eyes, just lots of blue, blue, blue.
Blue, blue, blue. Oh, look at Alfino.
Alfino, we tried shouting mongrel, but it didn't work. Have you made any progress? None? Well... So our mongrel was born of an Elizan nobleman and a Huron maidservant. Granted, it's no location, but it's far more information than we had before. I'm going to have to take the whatever we get method. Yes, now that her striking features are known to us, mayhap we need only remain vigilant. And just keep looking at everyone really intently and see who has black-haired, ruby eyes. Should be easy enough. Let's just stand here all day.
Oh, what in God's graces is that lipstick?
It's the worst member of the Heavensward who has the worst taste in lipstick.
Alf, you know, is considering how best to proceed with the hunt for the mongrel.
There must be a way we can draw the mongrel out into the open. You don't think this bone might work? No, that's being too literal. Mayhap we should discuss this with Tataru. She's been kind of, sleeping off a hangover, just, you know. Speaking of which, where is Tataru? She's no longer...
For what?
She's no longer sleeping on this table next to me. Oh, confound it. She went below to make inquiries of her own, didn't she? We must find her quickly, Zuyaya and Larks. I have a premonition that this is not going to end well. You know how rowdy she gets when she drinks too much wine.
She goes up to the Heavensward with a bottle and she goes, I'm gonna fucking end you.
You know, though, that's how this game could have ended. Tataru could have challenged the entire Heavensward and then killed them all.
Oh, speaking of Alf, you know?
He's like, I can barely see over this. And Zio's like, how do you think I feel? Where should she have gone? Ah. Zia, Larks, try looking for her over there. I don't want to go down the stairs, I just want to stand here and look.
Ooh, look at the glitter.
I want to believe that Warrior of Light actually sees that glitter. It's like Heidelin going, hey, Warrior of Light. And
Warrior of Light,
like, oh,
quit being a dumbass. You cast your gaze over the streets below, but you see no sign of her. Well,
I think it's further on down the street. Oh, we have to go up there.
oh.
It's having us backtrack back to Alfino.
Oh, there we go.
She must be around here somewhere. I take it you've had no luck either. I was just standing in one spot and I was like, my luck is shit. Well, I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. I get rowdy when I'm drunk.
I didn't mean to take that jello shot off your belly.
Wait, down there. Isn't that Tataru? I noticed that anywhere. Those men are chasing her. I am watching a cutscene. Quickly, after them. Like, Alfino, yeah. Yeah, we just watched that.
Where do you think you're going, Missy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
What's going on here? What's it to you, boy? Piss off.
Hold on. I've seen them around. They're in and out of House 4 Tom's Manor all the time.
Oh, I see. Skulking about at your highborn master's bidding, eh? Bloodhounds hoping to catch a whiff of heresy, is that it?
You are quite mistaken, I assure you. We came here to help. And if you know what's good for you, you will let us pass.
Haha! Listen to the pups yapping. Come here, boy. I'll give you cause to yelp.
Enough! Leave threatening women and children to our betters. We don't have the knack.
Hilda!
Lay a finger on the Blue Blood's pups, and you're like to lose the hand. And often I get called on by glorious heroes like yourself. So tell me, what have I done to deserve you?
I wonder if she knows the mongrel.
We're like, yeah, we're looking for somebody with black hair and ruby red eyes. She was like, no, I don't know who you're talking about, and then she leaves, and then we roll the credits.
Oh. Alright, let's start with Tataru.
Okay. Oh, I can't click on her. Alfino's in the way. Alfino's like, yes, yes. They didn't much care for my story about the weathered crane. I was kind of drunk, I'm sorry. For once, it would seem that fates are smiling upon us. Had those ruffians not forced our hand, I dare not think what would have ensued. We would have had to have a scuffle. That's what they call it, right?
Let's see, beggarly fellow.
Whatever it is you've got to say, say it. I'm done standing around here, my feet hurt.
I've got my eye on you. Okay. Do you want Hilda or do you want me?
Go ahead. I already got Lucia and Amaric.
Okay.
And Alfino and Tataru in these scenes.
Before you start, let's go somewhere a bit more private, eh? The Forgotten Knights, eh?
We were
just
just
jello
there.
shots.
Like, so guys, like, we're never leaving the Forgotten Knight. Hilda's like, it's the only bar in town, just forgive me, alright? No, nobody else knows where to get a fucking drink around here.
The Forgotten Knight. Were you forgotten? Oh, it's Schling.
Oh, that means we gotta do this solo.
Well, let's see. Let's start with Tataru again.
If you're nervous, I could try parlaying with them on our behalf. Perhaps they'd be interested in techniques for working Luon logs. Or maybe the tale of the cursed gladius. Oh, I know. The skillet. Everyone loves that one.
She is drunk.
Alfino's like, I'm sorry, I looked away for like 1 minute. I think it's best if you take the lead this time, Larks. They're going to bully me. I am small.
Oh, did they all say the same thing? Yeah, they do. Okay.
They're just bit characters. They're just like
One's
henchmen
just
1 and 2. One's filthy, one's beggarly. That's all we need to know about them. It's almost like there's gonna be a battle.
A battle?
He's like, guys, she brought us muffins. Let's go and eat them. And they're like, oh, muffin time, yeah, muffins, muffin.
Wow, what a cutscene.
Nobody said anything.
So, while you're on your way to kill Nidhogg, you stumbled on some dirty secrets that the Holy See has been hiding for centuries.
Eh? What are they on about?
The High Houses. And what makes a nobleman so bleeding noble? They trace their blood back to King Thordan and his Knights 12, the founders of Ishgard. But our friends here reckon we're all descended from the heroes of Eld. Highborn and lowborn alike. And so Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, has gone to ask the Archbishop if he wouldn't mind letting everyone know.
Is he simple? The old bastard will have him executed for heresy.
Wow! Seems to me that's what the good sir wants. Seems he thinks a noble sacrifice will serve to prove his claims.
And there we go. That's what he thought it was gonna
We
happen.
cannot stand idly by and allow Sir Emmerich to do this. Ishgard has need of him.
Look, you've a good heart, I can see that. Willing to risk your neck for someone else even when his troubles ain't yours. But what's this got to do with me?
If Sir Emmerich is imprisoned in the vault, we will need all the help we can muster to breach their defenses and rescue him.
What in the hell's...
No. No, not Bimmy.
Ah, the unmistakable scent of heresy.
Oh, the unmistakable scent of awful lipstick.
Oh, please, sir, you're... Ugh.
Ugh. God, get out.
And what do we have here? The honored
That
guests
lip
of
gloss
House
is the most
Forton
horrendous
consorting with
thing
the
I've ever
Queen of
seen in my
Rocks.
entire life.
Ooh, plotting insurrection, I shouldn't wonder. That won't do. Sickness is wont to fester and spread. It must be burnt out ere the infection takes hold.
I reckon sir'd be happy to wield the irons himself. Well, so happens. I've got irons of my own.
Such simple creatures, rats. Certain to attack when cornered.
Do they have to keep focusing so hard on his face?
I know, right?
Especially that angle where we get the perfect just shine of white lip. Who puts on white lip gloss? Alright, so we're not beating him up because he's part of the Heavensward. We're beating him up because he has the worst taste in makeup I've ever seen. Like, you know what would look good? Maybe a nice purple. Maybe even blue. It would match his blue and white, you know? But no, he...
Oh, we're really starting. Okay. It's a fight you want, then come and get it. Alright, such glory. Patience, my queen. We've only just begun. Alexa, play Lip Gloss by... Oh, Lil Mama.
Right there!
Oh shit,
Whoa.
I've been forgetting to attack the Kyrugan. That's,
Right there!
That's RPG 101. So, fun fact, I failed this duty at first.
Me too.
I don't know why it was, I just, for some reason this duty was really freaking hard back in the day. I think it's just all of the attacks that were happening. Alfino didn't heal me like usual. Hey, I got ley lines now. Maybe this is why I failed. I realized for the first time that I had ley lines, and I'm like, oh, ley lines, that's cool. I think whoever sold Charver the lip gloss probably hates the entire world and wants to watch the world burn. Like... God. He has made a wall of fire on my screen. I can't pass. Good thing I'm ranged.
Stop this, all of you. It's not even sexy. Why are you all fighting?
Lord Hotchafont, over here. He walked.
The noble bastard and the mongrel bitch. Well, this mongrel bitch is gonna put a bullet between your eyes. Wrecked. Okay, Hilda. Fucking end this man's career and his lip gloss.
Hotchafont's like, no, that is not a good shade.
That is a crime not only against Ishgard, but to fashion.
Filthy rats!
Oh, him saying filthy rats like that is actually kind of weird. Oops, I forgot to put heat on back up.
You get to have your cooldowns, and I still don't have a no cube proper. I can put it up, just can't cast Fire 4 or anything. I think I have to wait until the Heavensward for that to happen. Ah, toolkits. Going back and doing Black Mage at lower levels. I'm like, how did I live like this?
Sushi complete.
We're beating him up specifically for that lip gloss. We're like trying to hold him down, like wipe it off.
Get that off of you.
There's no denying your gifts. A well-deserved reputation indeed.
Enough!
See, when Lucia came in, even she was just like, oh god, that's hideous, and just attacked him on sight.
Man, the backflips on that man.
I think he studied Dragoon jumping. There's no other way you could do that.
Nay, 'tis we who are lucky. Had we fought on, 'twas but a matter of time before our conflict claimed the life of an innocent bystander.
I thought the Heavensward might come here as well.
They came to the Temple Knights' headquarters.
Aye. Sir Grinno announced that the Lord Commander had been imprisoned under suspicion of heresy, and that the Heavensward had been granted full authority in his stead.
Then the Heavensward now commands the Temple Knights.
Those still loyal to Sir Emmerich answer to me. Alas, that amounts to but half our number. The other half, who
Time to
opposed
kill
his
some
promotion
knights.
to Lord Commander, have gathered at the vault as ordered.
Bolstering the guard already, eh? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were expected.
I take it you're in charge around here?
Hilda. And yes, the young master was just persuading me to join his lost cause. Convincing little beggar, isn't he? Aye. Your passion moved me. A bit. That, and the fact that we're sick of living off the leavings of our betters. If you've a mind to change things around here, then we've a mind to join you.
I like that Hilda was like, I don't know, I wasn't sure about this, but then I saw a lady come in here with a big sword, so...
I might as well. Why is my phone freaking out? Oh, a lot of people to talk to now. Let's talk to Filthy Fellow! Hoo! You didn't have to give that highborn scum what for? That was a sight for sore eyes, that was.
Where were you guys?
Right?
We were behind that wagon over there. Bugger me if you ain't everything they say. How in the hell did you do that thing with the other thing? There was a thing. DI is like, you mean magic? You've never seen magic before?
Elfino.
I had not reckoned with the Temple Knight's involvement, not as enemies, at any rate. Well, are you ready to kick some of Aymric's crappy co-workers? First Sir Grinno and Sir Paul Crane, and now the Sharber character. Did you see that hideous lip gloss? I would never wear that. I mean, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are all the Knights of the Heavensward this bad?
Yes.
Do you think that all of them? Why is this game called Heavensward? Do you know why we're in a game called Heavensward?
Time is of the essence, you two. We must move sexily and quickly before they discern our intent.
I think they've already figured us out. I think they figured us out 5 minutes ago. I never liked him, not since his days as Inquisitor. He took far too much pleasure in his work.
Oh,
he also likes to say filthy rats a lot.
A filthy rat as he puts his lipstick on.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
He put his coral blue what's it called? Coral blue number 2 semi-gloss lipstick.
Ugh.
Huh, let me guess. You're wondering why I chose the Mongol, right? Not really.
It's because I'm a mongrel in the sheets.
Lucia's like, Lord, not right now, Lucia.
Lucia's like, oh no. I know why Aymeric loses the brain cells.
I'm losing them. I gotta get away from this woman. Because it's what I am. And I'm not ashamed of it. Not anymore. Besides, even my pureblood pups have more in common with me than the lords and ladies up on high. They none of them all well-bred. How some of their mothers were cast out after a spot of fun, same as mine. Story old as time, and one we're sick of hearing, which is why we took up arms. Not that we mean to hold all of the blue bloods to account. Some have done right by us, I'll allow, like them in House Halionar. Of course, you know all about that, wouldn't you? Lord Francel says hi-bye. But enough talk. Your friend's still rotting his cell. Let's not keep him waiting.
Alright, it's time for another jail... How many jailbreaks are we going to have?
Too many. A knight's calling. Now that all the players are assembled, Hilda is eager to get on with it.
She's like, we should probably start standing out in the open like a bunch of idiots.
We've been working in secret to undermine the Holy See and the High Houses. That much I'll acknowledge. But this nonsense about us throwing wide the gates for the heretics is just that. Nonsense.
Close the gates. If not you, then who?
You. Oh, you, Temple Knights, of course. Reckon it was your beloved Sir Aymric's doing it first. but then I heard how he lost his head. My next best guess would be the Heavensward. That way they had the perfect excuse to go door to door through the broom, slaughter the heretics and their quote-unquote sympathizers in one fell swoop. But the Heavensward scheme did not account for Lady Iceheart's sexy intervention, and so they have been forced to improvise. A fine bloody mess, ain't it? But the die is cast. So, what's the plan?
Brute force. We must divert the attention of the high houses away from the city, and to do that, we need the cooperation of your allies in their service.
And what makes you think I have friends in high places?
You would be fools not to, given your goals. Willborn Knights are ideal recruits. Most swore fealty only out of desire for a better life. If offered an opportunity to shed the yoke and live for themselves, who among them would not at least be tempted to take it? Rare is the man eager to die for a cause he does not hold dear. But it need not come to that this day. If they and their fellow knights are deployed afield to deal with a new threat, a massing of heretics, for example, then they will be unable to join in the defense of the vault.
Huh. Spread false reports of attack to get him out of harm's way, you mean?
The city will not soon forget the heretics' last assault. If the high houses believe another attack is imminent, they will have no choice but to act. Can it be done?
Can we trick them into leaving Ishgard? Aye. Can we keep them out for long? Not bloody likely. Make sure you're ready before I send word, because you won't get a second chance like this.
Then it is decided. To the vault! The Archbishop must be held account. Heroics! Lucia's like, Alvino, you don't need to be so eager. But... And the Lord Commander granted his liberty.
Oh yeah, him.
Alvino's like, oh yeah, we're here to rescue Amric, I forgot.
Alright, Hilda, what do you gotta say? One chance only, you two. Make it count. The filthy fellow? You seriously mean to attack the vault then, do you? As in charge and they're screaming and swinging steel? Bloody hells.
Buddy, you don't know our daily life. So, what happens if we win?
We go to Stormblood.
He's like, I never heard of Stormblood. I've never been to never been to Uber driver. Did you see the way she wielded that weapon of hers? Maybe I should get one for my own protection. Tataru's like, maybe it's the friends we made along the way. Or maybe it was this gun I found. She just pulls out a Glock. She's like, we'll go to war!
You know, it's the water gun.
Gods help me, I think we just might do this. Also, nobody give Tataru a gun, please. Like, Stefanovin's like already walking out, like, I heard somebody wants a gun! And he's like, no, Stefanovin, get back.
I know of a place.
I love Stefanovin, but his goal of like, I want to make sure everyone has a gun. It's like, Stefanovin, not everyone should have a gun. Please don't do this. Don't.
Ah, with allies so sexy as these, we cannot fail. Alright, Lucia.
Hearken to me, everyone. We have two objectives. Rescue Sir Amric, and then go out for tacos. And then we also have to apprehend the Archbishop. I'm not sure exactly. We're a little bit vague on the apprehending of the Archbishop. We didn't really talk about this, but, you know. We will therefore divide our forces into two parties. Yeah, I like that she's just like, we're like, wait, apprehend the Archbishop. Lord Hotchafont Estinian, Master Alfino, and I will make ready to breach the underground jail and reach the Lord Commander. We will not move, however, until the second party has entered the vault. I speak of your party, Warriors of Light. For this plan to succeed, you will need to fight your way into the highest levels of the vault, even onto the Archbishop's private chambers. When the Heavenswards realize what you intend, they will fly to their master's side, leaving only a token force to guard the jail. Temple Knights loyal to our cause have already secured the entrance to the vault. Once you are within, they will signal to us. If all goes to plan, we shall rejoin you with Sir Aymeric and confront the Archbishop together. And then we'll arrest him. Simple. Is everyone clear as to their duties? Then let us do what needs to be done. I like how fast Alfino ran after him. Like, I'm gonna become a hero too, I'm gonna free Sir Aymeric. See, it's like, for once, Hotchafont and Lucia have to babysit it.
And so, we march to war. Because the Heavensward are up to no good.
Yeah, I like that when this game first came out, there was a lot of emphasis on, we're going to go up against the Great Worm, Nidhogg, And then halfway through the game, we kill Nidhogg. Well, I guess technically Estinian does that, but, we helped. And then you're sitting there like, okay, but what's the real enemy? And then you're like, it's the Heavensward. The game is called Heavensward, and you're like, oh man.
Yeah, because you realize Nidhogg was not the enemy, but a victim.
No, Nidhogg... Well, I mean, Nidhogg was an enemy. He still needed to be stopped, but the real driving force of evil is these guys. They're even worse than Nidhogg. The others are in position. I will send word once you and your party have entered. My name is Joel, by the way. Just like we've never met this guy ever in our life.
Sir Aymeric's attempt to bring the truth of the Dragonsong War to light has ended in failure. Imprisoned by the Archbishop under suspicion of heresy, he now languishes in the jail underneath the vault. Yet all is not yet lost, for Lucia has hatched a bold plan to see justice done. While her party frees Sir Aymeric from captivity, you are to lead a party into the highest levels of the vault and seize Thornton VII. Though the Knights of the Heavensward will attempt to bar your passage, you must press on, for the future of Ishgard hangs in the balance.
Wow, that's quite a description. They're like, he failed in his mission. But, Hilda pointed out something, because, unfortunately, Aymeric always knew he was going to fail this. He was just, he was going to martyr himself. That's what was going to happen. Because he knows there's enough people loyal to him in the city to know that if he was murdered by the Heavensward, that meant the political party was corrupt. People who were loyal to Aymeric would know this. And so it would spark a civil war within Ishgard. Because, Aymeric's playing the big, giant, pragmatic scheme of everything. Because, yeah, everybody's pointing out, that's a bit idealistic of Aymeric. That doesn't really sound like him. And it's yeah, it's because there is a part of him. There's a part of him that wants Thornton to actually recognize him as his son. And he's kind of hoping that, yes, maybe Thornton may take it easy on Aymeric due to his love for him. But Aymeric's also knowing that should they do anything to him, should Aymeric die, there's enough people in the city to know that something is up and something is wrong. And so Aymeric is expecting that to spark political conflict and probably a revolution within the city, if that were to happen. So he's got all of his little ducklings in a row. Perfect.
Ishgard.
I know. Aymeric always plays the long game, though, even if it is bloody and messy and awful. But that's kind of how he's been Lord Commander.
I mean, the fact that the Heavensward would go this far just to keep the Highborn and Lowborn separate.
Yeah.
All these people suffering their whole lives, their parents, or everything getting treated the way they were.
Yeah.
And to hide it for this long, it's like, God. Kinda sick.
But it's like, that's how you get large bodies of power. Power like this usually only exists at the exploitation of vulnerable people. And that's why, I mean, even the high houses, they're with the Heavensward. They place their faith and trust in the Heavensward. But a lot of the highborn like and appreciate it because they get to benefit the most from the exploitation of people in the Broom and all of their lowborn soldiers. I mean, think about it. All of the high houses, even House for Tom, most of their knights are lowborn. Their commanding armies have to be foddered with lowborn soldiers. Their staff have to be lowborn. They rely more on the lowborn than the lowborn really rely on them. So... But things are shaking up because without the dragons to contend, all of the nasty stuff within Ishgard is starting to come to light because it's like without their focus on a war that's happening, 24/7, now it's like people within the city are going to have to focus on the evils that are being committed within their own stone walls. And that's the real conflict that's going on here. Aymeric knows it, Lucia knows it, and definitely Hilda knows it. And Hilda is going to try to play this as smart as possible. One thing I love about all the factions that are going on in Heavensward and Ishgard is that a lot of these people, they're very smart, and they know what goals they're trying to reach. Even Estinian, who has, like, none thoughts left beef except killing Nidhogg, he gets to be a smart cookie when he's trying to focus on his goals, which is nothing but unadulterated revenge. But... even Estinian's smart enough, though, to know exactly what the Heavensward is doing, which is why he's just kind of like... he's totally on board with this plan. I mean, Estinian's one of those people I'm talking about that if Aymeric was murdered by the Heavensward, he would have been one of those people that he knew something would be up, That there's something the Heavensward is covering, because why would they kill Aymeric otherwise? Because nobody's going to actually... anybody who's loyal to Aymeric is going to believe that he's heretical or anything. The guy is a fucking schoolboy Catholic. So... they're gonna be like, yeah, Aymeric's a heretic, also, I'm Nidhogg himself. Like, they're not gonna believe it. You wanna walk around the city while we wait?
sure.
See, I already went down the stairs. I'm just jumping on things. Yeah, see, I likes to be tall, and I was trying to see if I could jump on this. You can't.
Look at all these assholes. These statues look great when we first got in here. Now I hate them.
You guys ate an eyeball, like willingly. You ate an eyeball. You ate 2 eyeballs, actually. This gets worse.
Ugh.
How do you think they served that up? Did they just all take a bite out of it like an apple, or did they try to like cook it?
They all grabbed the bib.
You know, now that I'm trying to think about it, I don't want to go down that line of thought. Maybe I'm just gonna say they passed it around like an apple, but how freaking barbaric! Like, no wonder the dragons look at us. They're like, ugh, gross.
Yeah.
Like,
they fucking eat eyes.
They eat eyeballs. And then they carry it around in their butt pockets.
Ugh. There we go.
See, all we had to do was take a little bit of a walk, and the game's like, wait a minute, you're not allowed to have fun.
Oh. What do you mean, my... Oh.
Did you turn it off again?
I thought I turned it on. I guess I didn't.
There's actually nothing really important about it. It's just a bunch of the knights patrolling the area, and it's showing the church.
Just imagine the words popping up on your screen. The Vault. One of these days, Lars will get it right. But now I have it on, so at least the ending will be alright.
See, the reason how I keep them on is that I just never turn it off because I know.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass, though, when we go do our daily roulettes. Yeah, but the beginning of this was more like just showcasing the dungeon. There's nothing story related. Like, we don't get to see, like, Lucia and Hodgefon and Alfino, like, scurry off, like in Nidhogg's lair, where we got to see a stand-in for a little bit. Like, no, apparently they're just somewhere else, wherever they are. We don't know.
I think they're
down below.
underneath more, yeah.
Yeah, they're underneath. I guess maybe they had to sneak in while we caused a distraction up here, and so they're kind of in the middle of... They're going down to the dungeons. Meanwhile, we're heading upwards. We're going to be going upstairs, and there's a lot. Because there's one thing we know about Ishgard, is that there's a lot of stairs.
So many stairs.
But the vault is many things. It's the largest cathedral in Ishgard, which, as you can see, we're kind of going through pews right now. I guess it's supposed to host the entire city.
Yeah, this is probably where they would do a lot of, like, it kind of more reminds me, well, one, probably most likely, you know, Britain's church, but for me, it reminds me of the Vatican.
I think that's what it's supposed to be the Vatican. But, the vault is also where they've stored Nidhogg's eye. Before Estinian was like, I'm taking this. It was supposed to be here. Along with other holy relics, Ishgard has. So it's almost like a museum, but a museum you can't really go through. Not unless you're the Pope. Also, the music playing is just Ishgard's daytime theme, only played really slowly on a harpsichord. Or is this just... what is it called? It's like one of those church piano things.
The organ thingy?
Organ? Yeah, I think it's an organ.
Oh, here comes one of the Heavensward. Sir Adafil Brightblade.
He's our first guy. I can't remember much about this guy.
Oh,
There's
I know,
a
he's
bunch
going
of
down
lore.
pretty quickly. Wait, what? What is he doing?
Except he's
What
gonna
the
go
hell?
do this. He turned himself big.
He's
Okay.
big now.
Truth be told, when I first like played this, I was like, I didn't think it was weird at all. I was just like, yeah, he got big. So what? Like, I'm too used to video game logic where I'm like, well, yeah, he just, you know, he got big. The
That's
second
kinda
part of the
concerning.
fight.
Oop.
Yeah, story-wise, Warrior of Light's like, you can just do that, you can make yourself big. Where is he? Oh, he jumped up in the air.
Well, it seems like the Heavensward has another little secret.
Well, didn't they do this in a cutscene not too long ago when it was confusing everybody? Like, they all bigonized themselves?
No. Technically, yes, but they, you didn't see them. You just heard their
That's
voices
okay.
get changed.
It's like, but what does that mean?
Well, I'm sure we can think of some possible theories.
They're on the protein.
They're having first
Every
form
day
protein.
after church, they just take a lot of protein shakes. Like,
But how? Oh, now he's back. Just as Sir Herbert said.
so who's Adafel? Is he the curly blonde haired guy?
He's the babyface Elzen.
Oh yeah. I should have freshened up on my knowledge. There's a lot of lore written about these guys, but it's all meta. It's not anything that's like too involved with the story plot. But there's a lot you can learn about these guys. Unfortunately, due to time constraints and the fact that this game has already a crap ton of lore to it,
Yeah.
they could not put that in. It does show up in side quests and stuff later on in the game. They do go into it, but again, it's only passing knowledge sometimes.
I don't feel bad beating these guys up because they kind of destroyed Amrit.
You feel bad, or you
Said
kind
I
of
don't
broke
feel
up?
bad beating these guys up
okay.
because they betrayed Amrit.
Yeah. Well, are these still vault staff? I don't think we've found any of the knights yet. There's supposedly the temple knights in here. But these are the people who, from the very beginning, looked at Aymeric and was like, you don't deserve your post, because there's the whole, you're not pure blood, so you don't get to have nice things. Only pure blood people get to have nice things. And it's like, okay, Gertrude, whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, statues are coming alive. What is this, Dragon Age 2?
You know? They're relevant. Oh, somehow I got hit by that. Holy crap.
Whoa. Whoa,
oh, now I'm dead.
This is how Z's story ended. He died to a headless statue.
I thought I was very well out of that Kodal, and then they had to do their AoE twice. I don't know, that was a fluke.
You move to the inner sanctum. I love this part of the vault because of the lighting that's coming down off the windows. It's so pretty and daunting. It's pretty and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah. Also, like, there's a bunch of poppy that's growing out there, and
doesn't poppy stand for death?
It does. It is a really big art, literary, narrative device. Also, it's just like, from the way they designed it on the walls, it looks like blood dripping down the walls, you know? Also, the music has started to slow down since our first area. Stoken knew what he was doing as we went through the dungeon. He made the music start slowing down and get kind of creepier. But, the way this part of the vault is designed, at least in my opinion, it reminds me of, first of all, poppies being a symbol of death, the blood, like, vines dripping down. It's the church with blood on its hands.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a very well designed dungeon.
Oh, there's Bruno. We meet again.
So yeah, this is the guy we beat up in Alfino's trial, along with his buddy, what's his face? But, Grino is Sir Grino de Zamael, so he is, I don't know, a cousin of something of Zamael, but he has the power. According to his name, he has some airship rights to parts of Zamael. We know he's not one of the main sons, so he's not like going to be called head of the house. But he's also just a fucking brute. I don't know if that comes off as anything as he's, you know, wahahaing at us. But, he's not even well liked among people who even hang out with the nobility, because he's just rough. He apparently has a lot of history of just getting into fights with people, hence why he was selected out as one of the Knights of the 12, because of his battle prowess.
did not have us. I'm sorry, sir. The chapter house is no longer sealed. Whoops. Controller acted up right there. I like how these horses look like chess pieces.
Yeah, they're intended. They're even called White Knight, Black Knight. It's because we're moving in on the queen, I mean the king piece.
And now we step outside.
Was it Ignace or Valgene that was fighting with Breno? I just can't remember who was in that fight when we went to go save Taru and Alfino from jail.
Was it Paul?
Maybe it was Paul Crane? I think it was, I think I remember. Oh no, it's Sir Paul. He's another, him and Adafel, like I just can't remember any juicy details about off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. I remember Greno because Greno, other than Sharver, has like probably the next best influence on the story because he was one of the first Heavensward that we saw. He's just the meathead though. He's just the I have a big axe and I'm gonna hit people with it guy.
Can someone explain to me why a priest would summon Void Scent?
Well, they're white Void Scent. I don't know, he made the gargoyles. They were statues. He made the gargoyles come to life.
That just sounds worse.
He did anything he could to protect the Archbishop. So he died for it. So now the music has gotten really muffled and very slow. And now we're at the very, very top.
Him. What?
Now he gets to have even bigger lip gloss.
At least it's hidden behind that awful mask. Oh, we caught up with the Archbishop. Now we just gotta get rid of lip gloss, boy.
Filthy rats!
Ew.
Be done with you!
This fight always remains to be one of the hardest dungeons.
Sickness must be purged.
This guy has the audacity to be like one of the most harrowing bosses when you first go through this expansion. And even then, sometimes you get a roulette where this stuff just goes horribly wrong and you're just like, I don't know.
And now the final curtain.
But back in the day, this was one of the examples of why they needed to increase the visibility of the AoEs. Because this dungeon is very orange-hued, and the AoEs are all orange, and barely anybody could see them. And so everybody just got hit with everything and died. I remember when I first went through this, I think I had to do it 4 times before finally passing.
This shall be a mercy.
It was mostly just like healers couldn't keep up with all the damage, but mostly the healers couldn't keep themselves alive.
Sickness must be purged.
Yeah, and then you had to hear that like 9,000 times because you had to keep redoing this fight.
Be done with you.
It didn't help with all the fire explosions too. In your face.
Must be purged.
Yeah, you can't see with shit like that. So this is why they don't give us many Black Mage fights, because this is what happens when you have to fight against the Black Mage.
Sickness must be purged. Be done with you!
So many horses. So many fire puddles.
Sickness must be purged.
There we go.
We look so happy, like the evil has been destroyed.
We kicked the thing out of him. Now, after the Archbishop.
I think I know the most about Sir Sharber because he's that.
How can this be?
That guy.
Fall back!
Eric, your arm.
Father, please!
We were not too late, my friend.
Why must you do this, Father? Nidhogg is fallen. There is no need for further deception. Now is the time to renounce the lies which led us down this path. To start anew!
And tear down the very pillars of our society? Our history, our values, everything we have built over 1,000 years? A fool to the last.
Look out!
Oh my god. Oh. Oh, I fucking hate you.
Go. Asisla awaits.
Lord Orchefort!
You are unharmed? Forgive me. I could not bear the thought of... Oh, do not look at me so. A smile better suits a hero.
What the fuck?
That was the moment where everybody's like, oh, this is that kind of game. I just want to say, playing as a Lalafell, when you reach out for his hand, you have very tiny hands. So you can only grasp like one of his fingers. And it's really sad.
Kate said she's gonna download Final Fantasy XIV so she can kill them herself. Yeah.
Yeah, this is when everybody's like, oh, it's personal now.
Because they killed your best friend.
So that was Sir Zephyrin up on the rooftop there, who is the Archbishop's, like, #1 I'll suck your cock fan. I don't know, but Zephyrin very gladly did that. He wants to cause pain to all of us, but mostly he wants to cause pain to Aymeric because he has a petty grudge against Aymeric. But, yeah, that was actually one of the first scenes where we got, a good amount of blood. That was probably the max amount they're allowed to have in this game, without increasing it to an M rating.
Yeah.
But it was still shocking, because, like, that's... You knew it was bad. That was the first time we were like, oh, there's blood splatter and everything.
The first of many.
Yeah. Surely it's only going to get better from here on out.
What was his name? Joel?
Joel.
Hi, Joel.
He's like, I know not what to say. the others, they are gathered at Fort Tom's Manor.
Oh no.
He's like, I wasn't there, but anyways,
we gotta
my
tell
name's
Dad.
Joel.
Dad
I think
know.
this next part is worse than what we just watched. It's just so much worse.
We need to tell Count Edmond. Oh no. I mean, it was a good scene included, but man, come on. Okay, level with me. If you had been playing elaborate joke this entire time and Hotchfont does a Sultana, you could tell me. You know that, right? This is not a Sultana.
Unfortunately, we all wanted it to be a Sultana, and they did not. Years later, and he's back.
Oh, you're cutting out.
It's been 6 years later.
Yeah, it's been 6 years later and people are still harmed by that scene.
I do it.
Don't. Please. A knight lives to serve, to protect, to sacrifice. There is no greater calling. Leave me to mourn and give chase. For my son, and for the nation he loved. Go!
His sacrifice shall not be forgotten.
My son.
I can't do it every time that scene. I cannot cry. I know. I cry at that part. Every time. Now. It never gets better. It's always bad. I don't want to see Edmond cry.
Isn't that high? Please stop inflicting psychic damage.
Edmond didn't deserve that.
Hey, Taro.
Tara's just me, she's just crying. I'm sorry, I can't. Me neither, I can't.
I can't either.
I could not stand there in silence, but when all others had forsaken us, Lord Hotchfont took us in, our beacon of hope in a world of darkness. He did his utmost to raise our spirits, so that we might face our troubles with courage, with conviction, so that we might face them as knights.
And that was the vault, you guys. Oh. Edmund falling to his knees broke me. It broke everybody.
Yeah, like I said, like I can now get through Hotchfont dying with Aymeric holding him and us trying to clutch his hand. I can't get through Edbot. That's still the part where I just can't get through it.
It's just him falling to his knees.
He says, "My son."
It just shows how much he loved him, even though he was a bastard.
The ending quest music. Just wait until we get to Stormblood. we have jokes about Stormblood. where we're like, yes, I'm sorry to say everyone in that building died. Da 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 da. You're like, woo. Stormblood's a trip.
It is a trip.
It's like watching the nightly news, like, and there were no survivors. Anyway, Henry, Henry the three-legged dog over here. It's just like, oh jeez.
I think all the quest completed songs, probably Stormblood's will always be my favorite.
Stormblood's trying to keep up with the theme of revolutions and
Stormblood needs to read the room.
Yeah, Stormblood's just great, because it's just like, you'll have a very, very serious... And it doesn't happen just like once, it happens many times throughout it. And it's just kind of like... There's like fire all around you, everything's burning. You just got some really bad news, and it's like... It's just the flames crackle, you can hear it. Like, At least, I don't know, Shadowbringers is more...
Shadowbringers fits the theme.
Shadowbringers, yeah, because Shadowbringers knows it's dark all the way through. I can't wait until Endwalker.
Endwalker's gonna have an interesting theme, I'm sure.
I've already been listening to some of the preview music Soken's been giving out to us. He's going hard with the soundtrack there. He's trying to one-up Shadowbringers soundtrack, and it's just like, you already made something really perfect.
And he's succeeding.
Yeah, he's already succeeding. The battle music in Endwalker sounds amazing. It's like, wow.
Oh, but we have reached the end of today's stream on a very melancholy note. So,
we saved Aymeric.
We did save Aymeric, except for Aymeric's arm, but that kind of seems like the running theme of Final Fantasy XIV is no arm is safe.
Hey, at least it's intact. I think they just broke it. They probably dislocated his shoulder.
Father, you're telling lies. And he's like, the hell I am, and boom.
They couldn't show too much of it, because Aymeric looks pretty okay, except he's kind of limping and everything, but Inquisitor's jail is not pretty. I don't know if they were trying to avoid, again, a more sterner rating in this game, or if they just didn't have time, but they don't go into detail of what Aymeric had to go through, but the speculation is not something... He wasn't just, put in a jail and maybe, punched a couple of times. There was way worse things happening.
Kind of like the same thing even back in Realm Reborn when Minfilia was captured by Livia, like, it shows her getting, like, punched and slapped and then getting kicked into the stomach. It was just like...
Yeah.
They didn't show much of it then, but, like, if that scene was in Heavensward, Minfilia would have blood coming out of her mouth. So it's just kind of...
I just know with this game, they're always trying to skirt around the T rating. If they go any further, in fact, I think in some places it's still kind of controversial if this is still a teen game, but they're trying to keep it. They're gonna go places, but they're not gonna go too far.
Yeah.
But yeah, they I'm pretty sure Aymeric was probably kicked in the stomach.
All the beautiful ones seem to. But yes, we have made it to the end. What if it wasn't physical? What if they made him read? I don't know, Ulysses or something. Dune, maybe.
See,
he read it and he's like, my arm! It's numb!
They made him read the Aymeric Midgardsormr fanfiction.
My right arm. I can't use it anymore. I can't keep Jo into this.
And now we made it really inappropriate.
Now we made us an M-rated.
And now this stream is banned.
It is blocked in several countries. But before we say anything more inappropriate, we have made it to the end of this stream. So, if you liked this video, even all the... If you liked this video and all its melancholy, please give it a thumbs up because it does help out this video. And if you want to support this series, please hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell that you'll be notified next time that we are live. So, next time, we're going after those motherfuckers because now it's personal. The beard is atrocious, his earlobes are awful, Zephyrin has a shitty hair, Cherbert has shitty lip gloss, and everyone has shitty personality, so they must die. So, we hope to see you then.
So you guys like, let there be carnage.